All right, to the floor exercise, the first rotation for Missouri on the floor. And this is Andrea Nervig.
And she is very good on this event. She has scored a 9.95 earlier this season. There's a double pike. Excellent landing. And you'll see a lot of those leap combinations, leap and turning combinations. Those are worth a lot of bonus for the girls. But obviously the floor exercise is all about tumbling. She has another big pass here. Double back. In the tuck position this time. So far, a very good floor routine. This is one of those events where the gymnast can kind of play to the crowd a little bit, get into it. Probably one of the more fun events for the gymnast to compete.
And for the fans to watch, too. You kind of see the performer's personality a little bit.
Absolutely. And you'll see a lot of those types of passes as well. Combination flips where they do more than one flip. Actually, more than one flip in a pass is a requirement. And when you do it in combination like that, you get extra bonus. Excellent job for Andrea. See her pumping her fist a little bit there.
Andrea Nervig, the senior from Colorado Springs, Colorado.
And this is her last pass. She does a front full to a front pike. Clean landing. When she bounces and lands on her stomach like that, that's a nice way to cover up for any potential landing deductions if you were to land on your feet. Smart coaching.
Back to the balance beam now, and Iowa State's Laura K. Powell, another one that KJ Kindler is counting upon here in the beam.
And we're going to see if the Roethlisberger jinx is in full effect, because she has not missed this beam routine the entire season. She has been a rock on this event, although I don't believe she's had to deal with as much pressure this season as she is right now. She has some very difficult skills, some very unique skills. First acro series right here, that's a layout step out, perfect.
There's a relatively young Iowa State team, and Powell a sophomore.
A lot of great years ahead of them, no doubt. You can see the confidence. She's moving very quickly through her routine, very deliberate. There's a side summy, extremely difficult. It is so difficult to land sideways like that when you cannot see the balance beam in front of you. Not so much as a wobble so far. Dismount, front with a full twist, a fairly easy dismount, but done perfectly well. She did not need to do a hard one there. And her teammates are pleased. Coach KJ Kindler seems happy. Get that first one out of the way.
And a big-time sigh of relief for Laura K. Powell.
Here's another look at the dismount. Laid out front with a full twist. Small hop in the landing, probably not even a tenth of a deduction.
So elation on the part of the Iowa State Cyclones.
And the Roethlisberger jinx did not come through, thank goodness.
Very good. All right, now to the floor exercise, and this is Alisha Robinson.
And this girl can tumble. We talked about her in the opening. She will knock your socks off, and it starts right here. Watch this first pass. It is absolutely amazing. A double layout. Perfect landing. That is huge. The most difficult pass being done on floor in this competition. And she has got a background in tumbling. She used to be on the U.S. power tumbling team and ranked 5th in the world in power tumbling. Very, very big accomplishment. Looking at her second pass. Front full punch granny, and look at the power on that straddle to her stomach. At least 5 or 6 feet in the air.
She was all Big 12 in the floor exercise in last year's meet. The home turf in Columbia, Missouri.
And if she can finish this last pass clean, she very likely will be the Big 12 champion on this event. I don't know if anybody can match this performance. Double tuck. A little bit off balance on that landing, but probably not even a deduction.
She has some ups.
She definitely has some ups. That is a tremendous performance for Alisha. Great start for her and for the Tigers.
The Oklahoma Sooners on the vault. This is freshman Ashley Cooney.
Doing a very difficult laid out Yurchenko full with an absolutely perfect landing.
Yes, they are very happy, and rightly so, with a 9.95 score. Now Tiffany Willin, also a freshman.
And she does a Sukahara laid out with a full twist, also a 10-0 start value, just a small hop on the landing.
Steve Nuno, the coach, with Neil Savage. Now, Kasie Tamayo.
Their top gymnast, a very difficult pike front with a half twist, small step. Nice job for the Sooners on vault.
9.85 for Kasie Tamayo. So after one rotation, the team standings here at the Big 12 Championships look this way. Missouri in front, just barely over defending champ Nebraska, with Oklahoma in third, and the Cyclones of Iowa State are fourth. And as for the individual all-around competition through one rotation, Ashley Cooney, the freshman from Oklahoma, at 9.95, but right on her heels, Powell and Esposito, as well as Alisha Robinson of Missouri. Coming up here on Fox Sports Net, it's the second rotation of the Big 12 Gymnastics Championships. Welcome back to Des Moines, Iowa, the Big 12 Gymnastics Championships. Bill Jones along with John Roethlisberger. Moving to the second rotation, and the Nebraska Cornhuskers led by Libby Landgraf on the balance beam.
And you can just see the concentration on her face. She is a senior. She knows she's one of the leaders on the team, and this is the event that gave Iowa State a little bit of trouble, and this can be the difference maker. She is capable of a big score. She's had a high of a 9.9 earlier this season, and she is not conservative. She's got a big acro series.
She's been a constant, steady force, quiet personality.
Yeah, definitely, and she's the type of gymnast that is very nice to watch. She's got good form, very clean gymnast, nice execution. Some gymnasts are known for their power. She is known more for her elegance and her beauty when she does gymnastics.
And she has been one of those who has taken upon herself to assume more of a leadership role with the team after Michelle Simpson went down with a knee injury in late January. Dan Kindig talks about what a difficult time of the season that was for the Huskers back in January. Now Landgraf on the balance beam.
Fairly simple mount. It's always nice to get up there doing an easy skill. You don't want to worry about the first skill you're going to do on a 4-inch wide surface. And here comes our first difficult pass. Flip flop, layout, step out. Perfect. Always nice to get that first one out of the way. She has some unique skills like that one right there, back hip circle on the balance beam.
Balance beam is 16 feet long, 4 feet high, and 4 inches wide.
And I can bet you money that it feels a lot more narrow than 4 inches wide right now for Libby Landgraf. Nice leap sequence, perfect form. You can see what we're talking about. Her execution is impeccable. Nice tour jeté. Just the dismount left. It's all about the landings. Gainer full, perfect. And you can see why she is a leader in this country in the all-around. That was absolutely a perfect routine. She could not do it better. And here's her first sequence again. Extremely difficult layout, step out. Not so much as the slightest wobble. And here's that unique back hip circle on the beam. Like to add in your own personality, your own originality, differentiate yourself from the other athletes. There's her dismount. Perfect. Stuck landing. They are really landing well, and in a competition, the landings absolutely can be the difference in winning the team title. If you think about the 6 events, and the 24 landings, a 10th on each one, that's over 2 points that you can make up just by sticking your landing.
So the senior coming through for Nebraska, now the freshman Ashley Cooney for Oklahoma on the uneven bars.
And Ashley is an interesting story, and I'll talk about it after this bar routine. A nice flyway with a half turn, also called a Ginger.
A Ginger?
German gymnast named after Eberhard Ginger, actually a male gymnast from Germany. Extremely clean routine. Here comes her dismount, double front, a difficult dismount, and you can see she had a little trouble on that landing. It's a very difficult landing. You do not see the floor until, again, your feet are just about on it. We'll take another look. So do a blind change right here, turn around. Let's go forward. Just a little too much power. That was a tremendous dismount.
Ashley Cooney, the freshman who was not with the team at the outset of the season.
Yes, I was going to mention that. She actually was not cleared to participate with the team. She was homeschooled and had a little trouble getting into college. She did, and Steve Nuno was telling me she showed up on a Friday and competed that weekend and did quite well, evidently, for the team.
To the floor exercise now, Iowa State's second rotation, and this is Laura K. Powell.
And she is exceptional on this event. Her first pass will be front through to double pike. Very clean, a little bit of a big step on that landing, may not be a deduction. And they are going to need to minimize all their deductions because my pre-meet prediction of Iowa State winning so far is not coming true. They are in 4th place right now, as we talked about earlier. So they need to really put together a good floor exercise.
Of course, they started on the balance beam, and now you're in the floor exercise, and this has been one of their stronger events this season.
Absolutely, they are ranked 3rd in the nation, I believe, on this event. Laura Kay has got one of those routines that the crowd really likes, really gets into. A little bluesy. Last pass. Combination whip half, front full. Very clean.
A little bluesy for Laura K. Powell, and it figures she's from Orleans, Canada.
Well, she's not going to be singing the blues after that routine. That was tremendous. She will score very, very well. And that's exactly what Iowa State needs right now, is they need big scores. They cannot let themselves fall into too big of a hole.
More from the Big 12 Women's Gymnastics Championships in Des Moines, Iowa after this.